Welcome to New Hope Ice Arena for Northwest Suburban Conference Boys Hockey, a West Division matchup tonight. It's the Osseo Orioles and the Armstrong-Cooper Wings. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Dan Ficken. And Dan, some flashes of good nights and some not as good nights for both of these teams. They're pretty close in the standings. Osseo did beat Armstrong-Cooper by a goal over at Dick Froh Arena earlier, so all signs point to a pretty close game tonight here potentially. You look at the stats, they're pretty evenly matched all the way down the line. Neither one of them having a season that they would really like. This is a very important game. If Osseo wins tonight, they possibly could jump both Armstrong and Coon Rapids in the standings, which is important for section seeding. Armstrong, if they win, they could jump up on Coon Rapids and jump up. So this is a very important game for both teams. As both coaches said, more games in the L column than they would like to see this year, but they've seen signs. I mean, Osceo's had some leads late in games that have gotten away from them, and Armstrong-Cooper, put it all together on the night when they beat Centennial. So they know that the potential is there if they come out and play tonight. Well, a couple things. Osseo, horrendous first periods. They get down quick and early, and that's when they run into trouble. If they can get out with a good first period, only be down by a goal or even tied or ahead, they tend to play a really good hockey game and have a chance to win. Armstrong, it's a shots game. They tend, if they shoot 33 shots during the course of the game, they generally be in it or win. Okay, the other problem is goaltending. Both teams have had very inconsistent goaltending, so if one of the goaltenders here can step up and have a good game, that generally tends to get a win for that team. And we're going to see a couple of sophomores in net tonight for these two teams. Let's talk about key players to look for in this one tonight, starting with the visiting Orioles. And Ty Hill's a guy who's been one of their top scorers, but now, along with Mitch Meyer, been moved back to play some defense to kind of shore things up on the back line. Well, he's had a good season. He's got 14 points, 10 goals. They stuck him back to really help out. He's very mobile. He's very fast. And he helps break out the puck because he can move with it. He's got he's done a very good job for them as far as scoring, so they're going to open up the offense from the back side of them and settle down the defense and hopefully create some offense through him. Armstrong-Cooper has a lot of sophomores in the lineup. One of the key returning guys, senior Drew Ide, has had a good season and a good career in their program. He really has. He's been a step-up guy, and it's not necessarily scores a lot of goals, but it's when he scores goals. He's got 20 points this year, but he really steps up the play, and he really stands out in the power play. He's got 3 power play goals this year, one of 3 guys on the team that really comes through. Their power play is very good this year. It's running at 26%. That's above normal. So he's done a real good job that way. They're going to be counting on him to put the puck in the net tonight. And both coaches talked about needing to stay out of the box as being an important one in a game against a team that is a pretty similar caliber to their own. Stay tuned. It is Osseo and Armstrong-Cooper will drop the puck in a few moments here from New Hope Ice Arena. Boys hockey on CCX.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. You can learn about the latest news through our truly local newscast. We cover and air around 150 high school sporting events every year. For our cities, we air parades and city meetings that you can watch whenever you want. Then, any citizen of our cities can create and share their own original content. We'll even teach you how to use the equipment too. We have always provided you with a connected community experience, and as life gets busier than ever, we will continue to engage, inform, and inspire through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
Here she comes. I, Krista, take you, Jamie, to be my wife.
When we found out that we were pregnant, we were just elated. We were just sitting there waiting for the pediatrician. She said she won't be taking you in as a client.
First time I tried Vicodin, it was laying around my mom's house. And I kept taking them whenever I could get them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Leah, did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
I got some Oxy after I hurt my neck. First, I took them to feel better. Then, I just kept taking them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
And welcome back here to New Hope Ice Arena. The Armstrong band on hand here tonight as the Orioles coming out of their locker room and the AC Wings already on the ice. It's a pretty good Saturday night hockey atmosphere here in the rink down there. A pretty good crowd here, and I think these teams, they both come in figuring, all right, this is one we could get if we play well.
Well, as I said, it's an important game, and they were evenly matched the last time, but it was an interesting game. Osseo went down 1-0 in the first period and then built a 4-1 lead. Ty Hill, the gentleman we were talking about going back to defense, had a hat trick that night. And Osseo got some really good goaltending from Dale Fenenstein. He actually stopped 17 shots in the third period to hold on. And that was the difference in the game, and Osseo held on for a 4-3 victory.
So we're going to drop the puck in just a moment here. We'll take another quick timeout and come back with the start of tonight's contest here. It is the Orioles and the Wings next on CCX.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Is it pretty?
Daddy.
It's pretty.
Maybe I'll sit
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
Action.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
They gave me Vicodin after my knee surgery. They kept prescribing it, so I kept taking it. I didn't know it would be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
And a look at the huddle of the Armstrong-Cooper Wings as they look to get a little revenge on their home ice after losing over at Osseo the first time around in that close contest. And Osseo hoping to pick up a W here on the road, and obviously they haven't had as many W's, overall as they would like. But the nice thing about it, Dan, is that there's still time and room to move up in the West Division for either of these teams. It isn't like it's over yet, and it isn't like there's anybody that's unbeatable for them above them either.
Absolutely, and like I said, tonight they can make a huge jump. They can jump 2 teams tonight if they get a win. Coon Rapids and this Armstrong-Cooper Wings team. They just got to put a few things together. Both coaches are kind of talking about a consistency and discipline. You get a look at the numbers on both the goalies here tonight, and I think they're both sophomores. The difference there is the save percentages. Those have got to improve for both these guys, and they can start tonight by consistency. In that first game, Fanenstein had a .919 save percentage, and they both got to try to achieve that tonight.
And about set to drop the puck here. And we are underway as Osseo controls it first. Mitch Meyer, another of the converted forwards playing at D now. They throw it on in. Reeve will stop it behind the net here for the Wings, and then a quick turnover, but nothing developing immediately off it. But Osseo trying to get up some pressure on this first shift of the game here, and that pass thrown across the front and then over skated. Back to pick it up is Jack Steinke for Armstrong-Cooper. It comes right out front, and they'll have to try again here. And now the pass just a little bit too far there for Matt Campion. Banked ahead, and Brandon Northrop had it briefly there. Thrown back in. Drew Ide will pick it up here for Armstrong-Cooper. Slams on the brakes here and then coughs it up. But then the pass back to an open point will come all the way back into the Osseo zone there as Ty Hill retrieves it for the Orioles. Chipped away, but recovered briefly and then knocked away from Ide. They swing it side to side here. Carter Lucas has to come back and get it again here. Bjorn Jensen chipping it high off the glass. It'll bounce through Hill's legs, so no icing. Hill back to get it, sweeps it away from Ide. Ide trying to dig it loose in the corner. And now Hill coming away with it for Osseo. And he'll bank it out, and this one might come on net. Nope, going to be an icing call against the Orioles. So kind of a chippy, or not chippy, but sloppy start here for both these teams.
Yeah, both. Good look at Danny Charleston, head coach, 7th season here with the Wings. He's had some success here in this division, or at least in the side of the conference. He won the conference last year, and
2 years ago, actually.
Yeah, 2 years ago, yeah. And that's kind of been their goal. That's what they really play for here in this side of town, and he wants to take another shot at it this year, so he's a little concerned about it right now.
Yeah, I think it really gave a lot of these programs. I mean, and we're not going to sugarcoat it. This is the weaker side of the Northwest Suburban. That's the way it's been set up in hockey. And but it's given a lot of these programs a shot in the arm to feel like they're really playing for something, to have a chance to win a conference. You got Totino Grace that's leading it this year. Champlain Park, winner last year, and Armstrong-Cooper before that. Some of the programs that, night in and night out, they're probably not going to beat, the Maple Groves and the Andovers and teams like that on the other side, but within their division. And I thought it was interesting that Coach Charleston really talked about that as being kind of their number one goal to aim at.
Yeah. Well, and it's a realistic goal. I mean, let's face it, they're not going to go over and beat consistently the Maple Groves, the Andovers, the Elk Rivers, and Blaines, etc. So it has to be their goal. And when you look at the section that Armstrong-Cooper's in, that's going to be a bit of a high mountain to climb for them. So it's important to them. So this game is really, really important for them.
Off the draw, Orioles briefly had control, but then knocked away, and here come the Wings with Sam Schreiner trying to play it to himself, and he does so. Schreiner a shot, pad save. Ooh, and then just a stick lift on the rebound, another pad save. And a couple of pretty decent opportunities for the Wings with their first real offensive pressure of the game right there, starting with Schreiner banking the pass around the defenseman to himself.
It was a good setup in the offensive zone, a couple opportunities, just kind of whiffed on the puck a little bit. But Fanenstein looked real good. He covered the zones real good, got a good angle on it, and stayed on the puck.
Yeah, and some decent back check on that initial rush. The rebound was a pretty juicy one, but defenseman got back to just get enough of the stick. Mike Burns up with it here for the Wings. That one knocked away though, and here's Osceo's Cade Westman now handing it over to Jackson Dwyer, and now back to Westman. Westman trying to drag it around the D, but lost it. Then it's flipped back, and it comes right out front. Here's a drive that sails up and over the top as Ty Hill coming in from the point. Let's see if this one was tipped or not. It looks like answer is yes. So the face-off coming inside the zone. I figured he didn't miss-hit it quite that badly. It hit a stick on the way in.
That's where Ty Hill now, as a forward going back to D, could be dangerous for you. He's looking to jump up and on an opportunity here, coming in from the blue line, jumping down low and getting a shot. Might have been a little better served taking a snapshot there instead of trying to slap shot it.
Wings win the draw as they look to break it out, but the forecheck arrives and knocks it free. Dig for it along the wall, and Ide coming out of there, then ran into the official. As he goes down, battling there with Rocco Marcaccini. Wings able to get it out up the left side now, and Ben Anderson banks it deep into the Osseo zone. Hill will relay it around here looking for Carson Strike. Back at the point, and we've got a penalty coming up here. An elbowing minor will be issued. So first power play of the game is going to go to Osseo, as in the corner getting the elbow up a little bit was Evan Dimich. So he will get the gate for an elbowing minor at 3:58 as we watch down in the corner right here. He comes in and kind of drives him in with that elbow up a little bit into the back and shoulder.
That was a little bit of a gray area call. He kept it low. He didn't get up in the head area.
And a couple of quick shots on net there. Reeve holding the post, able to keep him out. Early opportunity on the power play there for Osseo. So Orioles, and then a missed chance by Ide to try and clear that one. Orioles will get it back.
Orioles only clicking at about 16%. It's got to improve, but they said they've been doing a lot better here in the past 3 games. They've canned a couple here, so hopefully they can get it going here.
And a shorthanded opportunity now for Bjorn Jensen on the breakaway, and it's a 2-1, and a goal. Popped in there by Drew Ide as Jensen unselfishly gave it up. At first I thought, I can't believe he's not shooting this himself, but he realized that Ide was there and alone.
Wide open, a beautiful unselfish play there, and Ide just buries it. Their second leading scorer getting his 8th goal of the year. Big mistake right here. And a second one there. And all by himself as he comes in, and just a beautiful pass timed rightly, and Ide top shelves it over the top of Fanenstein, and they give up a short-handed goal. That's just a killer. Just a killer. You get a power play opportunity and you give one up.
8th goal of the year for Ide, and Jensen getting you almost feel like he should get an assist and a half for being that unselfish.
Yeah, absolutely. The big mistake there was the Osseo D committing to going in and try and take the puck away. That was just, the forward always has the advantage there. He has both the boards and the far wing pass to take advantage of there. That was a big mistake.
Good news for Osseo. They've still got about 45 seconds to go on their power play if they can get it going and try and get things evened up. Orioles trying to work it out of the corner here, and now back to the point. Hill throwing one through traffic and just missed the short side. And then this shot deflected off the end boards, and Orioles will keep possession. Played down deep here. Marcaccini coming up with it as he kicks it to his stick. Under 20 to go in the power play now. Marcaccini turning into the circle. The pass, pad saved by Reeve, and then the rebound goes just wide. Marcaccini using that big frame to shield the puck, and then got a nice pass away, but Reeve able to make the stop. Hill back to pick it up as he's being bothered down there. Jonah
nice
Jangula took it away and nearly set up an opportunity for Jack Campion. Penalty is now over, so the only scoring on the Osseo power play was by Armstrong-Cooper, shorthanded. We'll see if the Orioles can bounce back from that.
The Orioles look a little flustered here right now, Jay. They're just throwing the puck around and not really having any planned purpose toward any pass. They're just putting it away, throwing it away.
Wings moving it up the right wing side here. Parker Collins having a little trouble controlling it. Now a follow-up opportunity. Backhand try was knocked down, puck loose, and then Fanenstein able to cover there as Sam Schreiner's shot got to the net, but not much on it anymore because somebody got a piece of it. But they get an offensive zone draw out of it.
We had an interesting quote from Coach Charleston before the game. He says, when we're ahead, we play happy and good. And when we're behind, we play down and depressed. And boy, I'll tell you what, the Wings are really pushing hard now, making some really good plays here.
Yeah, he said consistency's kind of just been an issue with them, and sometimes it's, the mental part of the game.
Yep.
And staying engaged and staying, on an even level, whether you're playing poorly or playing great. Orioles come up with it here. There's a stick save by Reeve on the long shot by Nick Millett. Now flipped over to the corner here.
The Orioles right now, they've got their heads down. They're not looking around. When they get an opportunity with the puck, they're just kind of throwing it into a wayward area. They're not looking for their teammates.
Mike Burns leading the rush there. Fanenstein knocked that one away. Armstrong-Cooper was changing, so there wasn't really much follow-up help on that play. Tap back to the corner, and then thrown out front, and nice job on the back check by Griffin Garrity there. And back to the AC line is Osseo changing up. Carter Lucas trying to split between a couple. Lucas goes after it, but Garrity gets there first. And they're able to bank it out to center where Bjorn Jensen grabs it. Over to Lucas. Lucas trying to flip a pass in front to Ide. It was knocked away, and now a long pass ahead. But again, Jack Pojar, that could have been a breakaway if it had been on target to him, but they were able to just kind of flip it out of there. Ben Anderson controlling up the right wing here for Armstrong-Cooper. He takes a solid check as Hill got back on him. Played back deep. Anderson controlling it again here for AC. 8:45 to go in the first period. 1-0 Armstrong-Cooper. A shorthanded goal by Drew Ide. Tap back down deep by Anderson. Get some help from Ide. Now out front, Anderson shot. It lands on top of the net, and that's where it stays. So a face-off coming up as it was deflected and wound up right on top next to the water bottle there.
I like the way the Wings are spread out. They know where the puck's going. They're anticipating. They're getting into the open spaces and getting to the puck. Osseo is just, to be honest with you, Jay, they don't know where they're going right now. They're getting beat to the puck in consistent areas. They don't know where it's going right now, and you kind of see the frustration on the coaches' faces here with Kevin and Mark.
Yep, two now 11th year co-head coaches, and both were Osseo players, as was virtually everyone on their staff. They've added Sam Windle this year to their staff too, and that's a nice hire. He was a great player for Osseo and up at Bemidji State. Tap to the corner here. Jonah Jangula leading the rush here, 3-on-2. He'll drop it back. Quick shot, and Fanenstein the save there on Jack Campion's opportunity.
Nice setup, nice opportunity there. Good shot taken. Comes wide, drop pass up back to the middle, coming down the slot. Maybe could have walked it in a little bit farther, giving himself another 4 feet maybe, and ripped on a little bit high up into the upper corner.
Well, Wiesjohn will come in to take the draw, but Osseo able to win it. They're ringing around, but not out, and thrown back down toward the corner there by Evan Axel. Back out now, Joe Campion shooting, and Fanenstein will make the stop there. So he's been somewhat busy in this first period.
Yeah, busier than the Wings goalie, Reeve. Right now, so far, he's done a good job.
Westman and Jangula facing off here. Orioles win it, but a Wings player getting there first. Now they continue to put pressure on that breakout try here, and down toward the corner it goes. Wiesjohn up with it. Pass just a little behind Jangula, though, and here comes Mitch Meyer leading the rush the other way for Osseo. They got a little tied up at the blue line there, so he had to just throw it in to avoid the offside. And penalty coming on the Wings as Westman was tripped up. He won the little puck battle there and was starting to try and drag it around the D, and he was deposited on the ice. So a tripping call coming against Evan Axel of Armstrong-Cooper will give Osseo its second power play opportunity here of this first period.
see him coming across, a little cough up with the puck there. He started to make the move, and of course, the obvious trip there, stick in the wrong position.
Wings win the draw, and they throw it all the way down the rink right onto Pfannenstein, and picked up now by Westman. Tipped ahead to the blue line here, but then cleared right back out by the Wings. Westman controlling it now for Osseo. Jabbed away from him, but then punched into the corner. Bjorn Jensen back to pick it up, and he'll frisbee one down the rink. Eid hustling after it. Eid is going to get there first, then knocked away from him by Westman.
Armstrong's run a really good penalty kill this year. They're running at 80%. It's a good penalty kill. They've done a nice job. Their specialty teams have worked really good this year. It's 5-on-5 where they've had the issues, Jay.
Puck knocked down in the corner there by Ben Anderson. To the point and thrown toward the net by Joe Campion, but they're eating up valuable time right now. Osseo's on the power play, but it's not looking like it at the moment, as Joe Campion will calmly flick it back in. I like the way the Wings, they take a quick look. If there's anything moving up ice shorthanded, they'll look for it, but if not, they're immediately clearing the puck all the way down. And I mean, it sounds simple, but a lot of times guys don't do it that way.
Yep.
30 seconds to go on the man advantage here for Osseo. Pass ahead here to Meyer. Meyer into the wing zone, putting it out front. It comes all the way through. Now Meyer behind the net, takes a check. Orioles able to free it back up. They go out to Hill at the point. Hill trying to thread it through traffic. It was knocked down and then cleared out to center where it hopped over Meyer's stick. Penalty time is trickling down to just a few precious seconds to go. And the penalty is now over. Centering pass here. Wow, Reeve was swung way out to play the shot. If they'd been able to get decent wood on that centering pass, it might have been a goal. Tipped into the corner here now as the Wings have killed off the second penalty of this first period. Played in around behind the net there where Meyer tries to bank it ahead, and then when thrown on net pad, save Pfannenstein on the long attempt by Carter Lucas. It'll come back to center, and then it pops up into the Osseo player bench here with 4:44 to go in period number one, and Armstrong-Cooper up 1-0 here on Osseo.
So far, it's been the Wings' period, Jay. They've really done a good job of stifling whatever Osseo's thrown at them. Osseo got off to a pretty good start, I thought, in the first 5 minutes, and then it's strictly turned around after that shorthanded goal, which was their third shorthanded goal this season so far by the Wings.
Jensen back to pick it up. Got the pass away onto the stick of Northrup. And bounces ahead. Now 2-on-2 as Orioles hit the zone here. Pass out front. Oh, they tried to set up Pojar there. It was just knocked away. Now a little drop pass at the line to Matt Holeen. And another penalty is coming up here against the Wings. Sooner or later that might bite them. There's a shot on net. And now we get our penalty call. Going to be issued another tripping call against Armstrong-Cooper.
That was another, obviously both coaches, as we talked before the game, that was a big worry by both of them. Staying out of the box, so far Osseo's avoided it, but they haven't taken advantage of it. In fact, the first one came back to bite them as they gave up a shorthanded goal.
Carter Lucas will go for a trip. See if we can see it right there. He just got him with the skate. That's a pretty good eye by the official, because normally it's going to be a stick taking out the skates. This was skate on skate. And another shorthanded goal, though, coming back the other way as it's pumped home by the Armstrong-Cooper Wings, Jack Steinke.
That was just a snipe bullet. Nice snapshot.
No, I'm sorry. Make it Jangula will get this goal shorthanded. As he came up the left side. Wow. 2 shorties in this first period here for the Wings.
That's his 8th goal of the season. Comes through. They just got a quick breakout shot. I mean, it looks like that's a planned play. And he just rips it into the upper corner.
So a 2-zip lead. Jangula and Eid, the 2 leading scorers coming into the game for the Wings. And they each have a shorthanded goal here. I apologize, Jonah, there for the 2 and the 7 looked similar when they were coming up ice there. So Steinke was on the ice for that goal, but see if what the assist will be doled out here.
I like the aggressiveness by the Wings, by gosh. You know, they're taking advantage of every opportunity they can. If they get an opening, they just run with it.
It is Campion and Steinke getting the assist on the goal by Jangula. And so the 2-0 lead here for Armstrong-Cooper. One is fairly unusual. You get 2 in the period. You wonder if Osseo might decline a penalty.
I was just going to say, maybe they ought to rethink taking the penalties.
That's not a real thing, obviously, in this sport, unlike football. Just offside at the blue line as they forced him to zig a little bit there and at the blue line. So we'll get a face-off coming outside the zone. 3:07 to go in this first period.
Well, it's rare when a coach can actually say that a penalty kill is an offensive weapon, but so far tonight the Wings have just been unreal. It's nice to know, too, that the Osseo, their weak period has been their first period, as we talked about pregame. They have been outscored 31-13 in total goals in the first period. It's just killed them all year, and this has been no exception.
Banked ahead to the line. This one's going to slide on in, and Reeve not going to take any chances. He'll cover it and force a face-off here with still just under 40 seconds to go, and the penalty to Lucas. They've had a little trouble entering the zone on their power play too, I think, which has hurt. They haven't been able to really get something set up because they just haven't had clean entry.
Well, they're trying to carry it over. They might want to just start dumping it in and going after it, but the problem is they're getting beat to the puck going in on the power play.
Westman's pass ahead, and this time they get it in. Pojar, and he was knocked down, and perhaps if they weren't already shorthanded, that might have been a penalty call against the Wings. Oh, Armstrong-Cooper caught on a very slow change. That one could have been trouble. He looked up ice, and there was really nobody there. And Osseo just didn't quite connect with the pass, however. Carried out by Mike Burns. And the penalty time is now over to Lucas, so they're back to 5 skaters here. Burns dropping the pass over. Ooh, and that one hits the outside of the net. Had quite a bit on it from Parker Collins. Now pass centered there, but back checking was Michael Gorman for Osseo. This one will roll wide of the net. It's going to be icing here, though, against the Orioles with 1:40 to go in period number 1. And Armstrong-Cooper on home ice leading it by a score of 2-0, looking for a split of the season series with Osseo after losing up at Dick Vraw Arena. We'll visit with Kevin Willey, one of the co-coaches for Osseo between the first and second periods, and then Coach Charleston from the Wings in the second intermission. Wings win the draw, back to the point here. That shot gets through. Fanenstein the save, and then a battle for it alongside the net. Garrity won the battle initially. Now he has to throw a check there to tie his man up as the Wings try and generate some offense from deep in the zone here. And instead it's flicked back out to center. Mike Burns up with it there for the Wings. Runs into a crowd, but he tipped it past. And then the puck got away from him a little bit out front, and Matt Holeen knocks it away. Wings get it back, and now it comes right up the middle, and defenseman fell initially there. And then that pass across was a little bit off target, and Osseo trying to take advantage of it. Puck squirts free out of that little scrum. We're under a minute to go in this first period, and as Dan said, it's been a pretty good one for the Wings and not so good for the Orioles up to this point, a 2-0 score. And this one will be cleared down. It's going to be icing against Armstrong-Cooper, so Osseo hoping to take advantage maybe of an offensive zone draw late in the period here, see if they can't get something going.
Well, a quick shot in the goal right now would do the Osseo Orioles a world of good right now. They're disjointed, they're disorganized, they're not seeing each other. They can't put two passes together. It's been a rough first period for them. They need to settle down. They've gotten good goaltending. I mean, I thought Fanenstein's played very well. I mean, the exception of the one really sniped shot there for the second goal by Armstrong-Cooper, he's played very well. that first goal was just an amazing piece of work. It wasn't his fault at all.
Yeah, that first goal, the shorthanded goal, I'd venture to say not many NHL goalies would have stopped that, because the guy's coming in, bearing in on you. You think for all the world he's going to pull the trigger from 5 feet away, and instead he drops it over to a teammate. Under 20 seconds to go. The Wings trying to get something going late here. They'll go back to the point with it. Probably not the best idea there. It looked like they had some numbers down low. And now picked up by Hill. He will flick it ahead. Goes off of Carson's strike stick. And the period will come to an end with Armstrong-Cooper leading it by a score of 2-0 here after one. We'll take a timeout, come back with more of our coverage here in just a moment.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. La 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 la, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
Yay!
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back here to New Hope Ice Arena. Armstrong-Cooper leading Osseo 2-0 after the first period of tonight's contest here, Northwest Suburban Boys Hockey. Kevin Willey, one of the co-coaches for Osseo, joins us. And boy, tough to give up a couple of shorthanded goals in that first period. What were your thoughts, overall about the way the period went for your team?
Yeah, definitely not how we wrote that one up. But I mean, it's a game of momentum, and a shorthanded goal is huge, and they're kind of riding that wave right now. And we had some good chances. Just didn't bury, but. Man, yeah, those are tough to give up, those shorthanded goals, but our boys will get back to work. We'll be okay.
I guess the good news is that you're drawing some penalties. You have to look at it that way a little bit. If that continues, that would be a good trend, obviously.
Absolutely, and our power play has been trending in the right direction, unfortunately, tonight. But, hopefully I think we'll get some more chances here tonight.
You were telling us before the game you've moved a couple of kind of veteran forwards back to the blue line. Tell us about that thought process, what led to that and how you feel it's worked out.
We moved Ty and Mitch back to D. Just a couple of veteran guys have been around since the 9th grade, and they have good boys with the puck, and they can make that chip off the glass out or make a hard pass, outlet pass, and they can shoot the puck. They're good hockey players, and we're just giving it a go here and just trying to. We've been close in a lot of these recent games. We're just trying to get over that hump here a little bit.
Yeah, for both of these teams coming in, probably not quite the record you were hoping to have at this point in the season. The good news is there's really still time and room to move up in the standings within your division too, though.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm just proud of our guys because they've really been working their butts off, and again, we don't want to peak in November, December, January. We're hoping for that second, third week of February, and again, you just got to win 3 games in February and have a chance to go.
Give you a chance to talk about something coming up in the Osseo hockey program. It's kind of a special year, 60 years. You got a little bit of a celebration coming up. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, January 26th, we're playing at home against Spring Lake Park. We got a 1 o'clock JV, 3 o'clock varsity game. Have a little open house with our new locker room at the Dick Vrow Memorial Ice Arena, and then big celebration at the Osseo American Legion after that. Just 6 years Osseo hockey. Being an Osseo alum, Fino being an Osseo alum. We got a lot of Osseo alums that were really proud of the program, and looking forward to another 60 years.
I think for a lot of the schools out in that direction, it was kind of humble beginnings for hockey. It's fun to hear some of the stories about some of the early days, I think, a little bit too, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we got a couple of the old coaches planning on coming back. Coach John Barancott and Ray Doloff, and we got a couple of the older coaches are down south for the winter, so they deserve that right. But no, I'm looking forward to a big crowd and just celebrating just all that is good about Osseo hockey.
And if you do come out to the arena that day, get a chance to check out the murals in the lobby. They've done a great job with those, really highlighting some of the top-level players that have come through the program, including yourself and Mark Fino.
Well, yeah, I mean, we got a lot of good guys, and come on out. I'd love to see everybody.
All right, Kevin, thanks for joining us. Good luck the rest of the night here.
Thanks, Jay.
All right, Kevin Willey, co-head coach for the Osseo boys. They trail it by a score of 2-0 here against Armstrong-Cooper. A pair of shorthanded goals for the Wings leading to this lead. We'll see how things shake out for periods 2 and 3 here coming up in just a moment. You're watching Northwest Suburban Conference Boys Hockey live on CCX.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
I try to keep up with what these young people is doing and knowing.
I was at work and I just got a text from a number that I didn't know.
I sent him a text. He texts me back and say, "Who dis?" And I just thought that was the funniest thing.
The next few weeks, you just made fun of me, like would answer the door and say, "Who dis?"
Who dis?
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org.
America, let's do lunch.
Meals on Wheels gives me a chance to be totally selfless. More than the food itself, a lot of seniors don't have family. So just to have someone to talk to, just to say, "Hey, how was your day?" that means so much more than a meal could ever mean. We have to look outside of ourselves to be that lifeline to other people. It's worth it.
We are indeed in Wings territory here at New Hope Ice Arena as Armstrong-Cooper leading Osseo by a score of 2-0 after one period here. In our first intermission, we'll take a look at highlights from that opening period of play. And as Dan said, kind of more and more as the period went, tilted toward the Wings a little bit here. A nice play to knock this puck ahead. Bjorn Jensen coming in alone, it looks like, and then he drops the pass over for Drew Ide. A 2-on-0 breakaway short-handed, and they get it done. Boy, Bjorn Jensen, very unselfish there. Ide getting his 8th of the year, and then they get another short-handed goal. Jonah Jangula firing from the circle and snapping it past Vandenstein. Probably one of the best shots on their team, and it showed right there. You see the shots on goal slightly in favor of the Wings. They had the better scoring chances. The bad news, I guess, if you could call it that for them, is they took 3 penalties.
Yeah.
But they did score 2 shorthanded goals in that. So it's not a thing you really like to see your team take penalties. But obviously they fared well while short a man and didn't really allow Osseo to get a whole lot set up in there. Besides scoring the goals, they did a pretty solid job killing too.
Yeah, they really did. Just showing up with their power. Their specialty teams are very good with Armstrong. That's the one area that I think they're very consistent on, and they showed it. In fact, I think they're putting plays on in their penalty kill to really attack, and kept Osseo on their heels after that first shorthanded goal and dominated that first period. Osseo's got to get reorganized here. They got to start figuring something out to get back in this game.
Well, as Dan said, the good news is typically the first period has been a little bit of a weak spot for Osseo, so they've generally played better after that. That's what they're hoping for tonight. They're still very much in striking distance. We'll take a timeout here as the Zamboni completes its job. 2-0 Armstrong-Cooper, and we'll be back with the second period here at New Hope Arena on CCX Sports.
I've been delivering Meals on Wheels to Leon for 13 years.
It's always a pleasure to see you.
Leon has definitely inspired me to put more into my relationships. He really cared for his wife, who was ailing for quite a while, in such a touching way that inspired me to be a better person.
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org.
America, let's do lunch.
What if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow.
My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
I already knew that I was going to go to college, from a young age. I definitely want to major in political science. After that, I'm going to get my law degree. Then I'm going to come back to Detroit, boost the economy, become the mayor or something, try to make the situation better for other people. I feel like I owe it to the city. I'm determined. It's going to happen. My name is Justin, and I am your dividend.
I'm Rudy Tempesta. I'm 92 years old. I fought in World War II. Then I came home, worked for the post office for 70 years. I've been getting Meals on Wheels, and I enjoy it. The most important thing about Meals on Wheels is you meet the people, which to me is fantastic. You need people to keep your brain moving. That's what life is about. It's love and having a conversation with people.
Hi, Meals on Wheels. I'm Marco. I'm a college student, and I volunteer as a driver for Meals on Wheels. I think it's awesome meeting these people. I mean, they're so interesting. They've had so many wonderful experiences in life. Your community helps to raise you up into the person that you become. Meals on Wheels is a great way to give back to that community.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
Welcome back. The Armstrong Band on hand here, playing at this one, adding to the festive atmosphere. 2-0 lead here for Armstrong-Cooper as the Wings back out on the ice, and now Osseo doing the same here to join them. Yeah, and I always find it a little bit interesting how many times it feels like the team that's ahead comes back out earlier. Like they're more excited, they have less to be yelled at about, or whatever it is. Doesn't matter what sport it is, it seems like that usually holds true.
Well, you're feeling good about yourself. You got a lot of confidence. You want to get right back at it and continue with it and keep the flow going. And, just natural way these kids react to it. So we'll see what they come out with. Let's see what adjustments the Osseo Orioles make and generating some offense. Get their heads up. Start working together as a team. Start moving the puck to each other. There's a lot of just throwing it in the zone. And they got to start winning one-on-one battles. They got to start beating the Wings of the puck. I bet you the Wings got to 80% of the pucks before the Orioles did in that last period. So we'll see if that changes.
Penalty boxes are empty to begin period number 2 here. As we said, the Wings taking the only 3 penalties of that first period. As we talked to Coach Willie about the celebration of 60 years of Osseo hockey coming up 2 weeks from today, the 26th of January, an afternoon Saturday game when they take on Spring Lake Park. And they really would like to see anybody who played hockey for Osseo in the last 60 years come on out to that. I'm sure the word is spreading fast through social media and all kinds of different ways. But anybody watching tonight that happens to hear and didn't know about it, they'd love to see you.
Come on, Orioles. Get over to the tin bin. Let's show up.
There's a pass knocked away. Long one thrown on net. Reeve with a pad save. Orioles generating some offense early here, thrown back out to the point. Kyle Cancella shooting, and Reeve will glove that one and hang on. And I'm sure, you're as happy as you are to have built that lead for the Wings. Their coaches, I'm sure, reminding them that, that was just 1 of 3. You don't rest on that. It wasn't like they really dominated like with a lot of great scoring chances other than the ones they scored on either. So they get, they have to treat it as though it's 0-0 coming in here.
There's 34 minutes of hockey left.
Jensen getting it up the right wing wall here, and face-off coming back in the Armstrong-Cooper zone.
Must have touched somebody in the Osseo bench.
Yeah, I think that's what he was saying, that little deflection there. So it is going to come outside the zone.
Yeah.
I don't like to jinx anything, but well-called game so far. I think the penalties that were called were all legit penalties, and I don't think there have been any others that they were glaring misses either. So controlled here by Cancella, but he's forced back. Now swings it around to Meyer. Long pass ahead.
Nice.
Dwyer gaining control. They tried to drag it out front. Ide, though, with that long reach, able to come up with it for the Wings, but then they couldn't get it out. Hill banking it back down deep here. Carter Lucas back to play it. You were mentioning earlier, there's some decent size on this Armstrong-Cooper lineup. They've got quite a few 6 foot and plus guys.
Kind of 12 guys in the roster that are over 12 foot. And I don't know if all of them are playing, but...
Well, not 12 foot.
Yeah, or 6 foot, I'm sorry. 12 guys are 6 foot.
Now that would be a story if they had a lot of 12 footers. Banked ahead and back out to center. Lucas throws it back in. Pass getting away there, and Wiesjohn send it back around. Now the Orioles coming up with it. Tyler Hoffman. He had a jab loose by Wiesjohn. Wiesjohn hustling after it here. Plays it in deep. Jack Campion throwing a check. And Jangula couldn't quite control it, but his teammate jumping in to help. Wiesjohn now gives it to Jonah. He scored the second goal tonight for the Wings. Jangula putting on the brakes, and looks like the net must have come off here.
Now here's that first line of the Wings all of a sudden saying, okay, that's enough. I'm going to start going out there and taking control of the game. And they did. Wiesjohn and Jangula particularly just stepping up to the plate and saying, okay, I want that puck, and I'm going to go get it.
Yeah, coach was telling us he kind of split up some of their, trying to balance it out across the lines a little bit. And so Ide centering a line and Jangula another. And that's always the question, the fine line. Do you load up that one big line and try and see if that line can score some goals for you, or do you try and spread it out a little bit?
Well, that big line was working for him, but nobody else was. So now he's trying to spread it out to get some scoring out of the other people.
Nice pass ahead there to Pojar, but had it poke checked away. Jack Campion throwing it long now to Wiesjohn. Wiesjohn with Jangula trailing. Oh, and the backhand goes just wide. Pretty nice setup there for the Wings as they quickly countered up ice. And now dump back out to center where it's picked up by Axel. He'll bank it back into the Osseo zone. Garrity pressured there and puck taken from him. Now back in a big slap shot that missed the net by Axel. Osseo gets it back out to center. Westman hustling after it, but first there is Schreiner. Nice little move. Yeah, get out of the zone, and then the bank pass ahead. Jack Campion chases it down in the corner, waiting for some help here. Now putting it out front. Stanky with it. And then that one off target, and they'll have to regroup at center. Pass tipped. And now it pops into the Osseo zone. Griffin Garrity back to play it there. Looking over to Holine. And now they get it ahead to Marcaccini. Drops the pass off. Oh, and a big save there and a large rebound as well. Yeah. As Ellingson took the shot there for Osseo, and Reeve had to kick the pad out, and then they got help. Ooh, and a big hit thrown in the corner. And legally so, they say, as Jack Steinke got the best of that one.
And Parker Collins for the Wings made just a tremendous back check to save a goal there. Oh my gosh.
Mike Burns back to gather here for the Wings. And then that one is off target, and it's going to go down the rink for an icing call here against Armstrong-Cooper. 12:42 to go in period 2. No scoring in this period. Armstrong-Cooper maintaining a 2-0 lead here over Osseo.
Well, Osseo generating a little bit of offense there. They had a good opportunity there as they broke it out and got some big rebound coming up. 2 rebounds actually, and just couldn't close the deal. Great back check coming back for the Wings to playing good defense there to take some pressure off their goalie.
Try to bring it out up the wall. It was knocked down, thrown back toward the corner as Carter Lucas getting to it, and now Ide. Ide dropping the pass off here to Bjorn Jensen. Jensen carrying it in, trying to turn the corner here. He's a defenseman leading that rush. Now drop the pass off. And puck picked up by Dimich. Plays it in around behind the net. Ide will go after it, and he drops it over to Ben Anderson. Anderson tied up nicely there by Marcaccini. Now Consola getting to it. And Ben Anderson controlling. And a defenseman caught without his stick there. And fortunately for Osseo, they were able to cover that up. He was ready to head off, and they were nearly caught with no D. Now it's picked up by Jensen. Fanned on the first try and then throws it down ice. It's going to be an icing call there as Kinsella tried to play it but couldn't quite reach it. So we will get an icing call against the Wings and head back into the AC zone here. I don't think they've been quite as sharp here in period 2.
Not quite, but they're playing good defense, Jay. Every mistake they make, they hustle back on defense and cover it up. And with a 2-goal lead, that's really all they got to do until they find their offensive groove again.
Hill gets it out of his skates and able to get the pass ahead there to Caleb Manson. Ooh, and a big check attempt missed. He got all boards there. And puck tipped out. Race forward here, and Hoffman will get there first for Osseo, swinging it around to Adam Larson. Now thrown back in behind the net, and Brandon Northrup back to play it there, tied up by Hill. Solid check thrown there, but here come the Orioles anyway with Manson. Puck jabbed away from him. Both teams getting their third line out for a shift. And that one thrown wide of the net. Hoffman shooting, knocked down. Follow-up try goes wide of the mark there from Larson. Osseo trying to get something going here. Pass out front, and the goalie Reeve jabs it to the corner. Hoffman pinching in to keep it alive. And it comes back behind the net here where the Wings finally get to it and then able to get it at least out to center here. They could use a change here. Didn't really get the puck in deep though. They'll try and hurriedly change at least a little bit. Evan Axel banking it out, and going to be an icing call here as again it went past an Osseo player but not close enough to wave it off. So another icing against the Wings. 10 minutes to go here in the second period. Armstrong-Cooper leading at 2-0. Both goals coming in the first and both of the shorthanded variety.
I think I might find a little time for that Osseo third line there. Get them out a little energy there. Got a little offensive time rolling. Got a couple shots going.
And there's a shot after the draw and covered up there by Reeve. And players separate there. We have not had much of any after the whistle stuff here.
Haven't had a whole lot of real tough offensive chances by either team in this period either. Defense has really buckled down.
Wings trying to break it out. It was just kept in and then knocked down by the glove there. Steinke, and then here comes Jangula leading the rush here, 2-on-2. He tries to split the D, and instead it's going to come all the way in on Pfannenstein. And Jangula had an idea that he might be able to jump between them, but puck just squirted away.
Did a pretty good job. Not too far off.
And the forward he had with him was behind him, so it wasn't really going to be a situation where waiting up for him was going to probably be the move to make there. So a good aggressive play to jump after it. He wins the draw clean here too. A shot, oh, it's off the pipe. And then Pfannenstein covers. Oh, the Wings came oh so close to making it 3-0 there, as that one caught a lot of metal. Then it was just laying there, but nobody could get to it instantly.
Pfannenstein caught a little puck luck there. Nice, just clean win.
And he
bounces off the post, and Pfannenstein kind of felt it drop down there. I can't even see it yet.
Yeah, he just laid back down on it, made sure he didn't knock it in himself. And off the draw, Wings almost won it again, but not quite. Jab back out. First to it there is Steinke for AC. Osseo has been a little more aggressive and a little more effective on the forecheck, I think, in the second period. It's led them to, maybe not get a ton of chances, but at least generate some offense. And here they force a turnover. Shot attempt by Marcaccini goes wide.
Well, they're winning the one-on-one battles like we talked about. They're starting to get puck control.
Marcaccini won a battle right there for that puck. Now out front, the deflection goes just wide from Dwyer. He's trying to get that redirect. And going to be offside here.
Well, you put a forward out playing D. Sometimes they don't quite get the timing of getting it quite inside the zone, but good try by Meyer there.
Only one shot on goal up on the board for the Wings in this period, although Osseo only has 3 as well. As you said, the teams have kind of tightened down a little better defensively. That puck was deflected, so no ice here as Hoffman chases it down. Wings won the puck briefly. Now Jensen will sweep it back down toward the corner. Knocked away there. Both teams trying to dig it free in that corner. Eventually the Wings get it. Now a little crisscross, and they'll give it back to Jensen at the point. He shoots, and Pfannenstein the save. They were looking for the deflection out front, and then went to the net to try and get a piece of that one. As you get another look, as you see it, it actually went right through the legs. It looked like a Sam Schreiner.
Tough save there. Tough save. Pfannenstein was all over it. Nice job.
And Parker Collins went into the goalie a little bit more than Osseo would like, but again, I think it's been stressed that you don't want to take retaliatory penalties. Meyer up with it here for Osseo. Clearing attempt knocked down. He tries again here and then deflected ahead by Pojar, but picked off. And Ben Anderson couldn't get the puck in deep, and here come the Orioles. Pojar carrying it up the right side, shoots. Oh boy, that one nearly got through Reeve. As he was saw that there was another Oriole forward bearing down on him from the other side, and it looked like he was just a little bit late getting the pads closed there, but he was able to stop it. Tip back out to center and back in. Orioles had to touch up there. Now it's Jensen coming back for the Wings. Follow up, Idaho putting it out front, and it's off of Ben Anderson. Now Jensen controlling. Jensen putting it out front. Here's a shot. Vandenstein to save, and another now. Ide plays it behind the net. Flip back out to neutral, and Jensen up with it there for the Wings. He'll throw it back in and then quickly head off on a change. Bouncing puck to center where it's gathered by Joe Campion. He will lift it back in. Long pass ahead. Just squirted away there from Ellingson. Now Ellingson up with it though for Osseo. Drops it and then gets a return from Westman. Ellingson playing it around behind. Westman going to the front of the net, but the puck jabbed free, and then a nice pass ahead here to Jack Campion. He's all alone for the moment. He'll take a shot, long rebound, and the net has come off as Vandenstein on that initial save.
Well, the offense has definitely picked up both ends. I mean, they're coming at each other. I'm sure seeing a lot of long-range passes, but Armstrong is just coming up with good short passes and creating offense off it. Good save there by Vandenstein, and another good save by Vandenstein. Really changed his direction, good containing angles. And I think Reeve on the other end's done a good job too, Jay. I mean, he's taken some good shots for having long stretches of not seeing shots.
Puck banked ahead. Yeah, and let's be honest too, you know, you always kind of, the numbers are associated with the goalie when you're talking about goals against average and save percentage, but a lot of it is just how you play team defense too. Yes. We got a penalty call coming up against Osseo. They'll take their first penalty of the night, and now the whistle sounds, and we will get an interference minor dished out here to the Orioles. Is it Hill? He's the one who's doing the talking to the official anyway. It is going to be on Hill, and so he will go at 11:04 here of the second, and it's right there on the left of your screen as he jumped in and threw a check into Wiesjohn, who was not very near the puck. So first power play for the Wings. Jensen across to Jangula. Now Jensen again, he'll swing it way across. Ide playing it down low. Here's Jensen in the circle. Anderson is camped out front.
Coach Charleston talked about how they moved the puck really well. That's fairly evident right here. They've got a good power play. It's working at 26%.
Jangula shooting though into traffic. And so far the Orioles not quite able to clear it though. Ide comes up with it. Goes back to Jensen. Here's where having a mobile skating defenseman like Jensen can really aid you, because he's a great relief valve at the top, but also a way to get that started offensively from the top of that power play. And tipped away from Jensen. It'll come back to center. Jangula back to play it here. About halfway through the penalty time. So far the Wings getting it set up nicely, but not really getting any chances yet. Jensen keeps possession here, then gets a nice return pass as they try and get that Orioles box stretched out. Ide. Now back out top. Way across it comes. Oh, and Jensen hits the side of the net. He had an open net to shoot for. Then the next one trickles all the way through. Jensen will drop it over. Ide spinning away from a check. Jensen keeping it alive in front, and then the Orioles able to clear. Ben Anderson back to pick it up for the Wings. 10 seconds to go in the Osseo penalty. Armstrong-Cooper, a golden opportunity, but just missed. Here's a shot. That one bounces off traffic. Penalty is over. Hill to the bench, and a fifth skater on now for Osseo. Steinke back to play it here for the Wings. Now through center, it was tipped ahead. Hoffman coming up with it for Osseo though, and he'll send it down the rink. This is going to be an icing call against the Orioles. And we'll come back into the Osseo zone, and Bjorn Jensen was pretty good on that power play, but he's going to see this one in his dream tonight.
Oh my gosh, right there. Oh my gosh.
He had quite a bit to shoot for, but he hit the side of the net.
Another opportunity there.
This one floated off the glass and back into the wing zone where Mike Burns will come back to pick it up. I did, though, like the movement of the puck on that power play for the Wings. You know, yes, they don't get a goal out of it, but they did some good things. Orioles able to keep it in the zone, and then that one bounces all the way through. Relayed back around, Burns up with it. And this one will get back to the Osseo zone. Ty Hill races after it for the Orioles. He'll turn and bank it ahead, but too far for everyone. It's going to be an icing call there, and a rather unforced one maybe for Osseo. So we'll come back into their zone. 2:52 remaining in this period. There's a look at Mark Fino.
I wonder if that was just a lack of leg situation there too, just throwing it away. Osseo had to work really hard on that penalty kill. It was in their zone most of the time.
Orioles come out of there with it off the draw. Pojar up with it. His shot blocked, and then it came back to him. It rolls to the corner. Jabbed away, and here come the Wings with the rush back the other direction with Northrup. He's forced out wide here. Orioles won that battle briefly, but couldn't get it out. And Joe Campion banking it down to the corner. Spencer Volker trying to put it out front. And puck pop free. Orioles will be able to get there. Holine sending it ahead, but knocked down immediately. And a hand pass call there, I believe, against AC.
You know, a lot of this in the second period where you got to go the far way to get a change on that bench, and showing a lot of his wear and tear right now in the Orioles. I think a lot of them are looking pretty much leg dead right now. They put a lot of effort here in the middle of this period, you know, running and trying to get some offensive attack going, and I think they did a good job because you can see him finally winning some one-on-one battles, but I think it's taking a lot out of him right now.
Face-off win led to a shot there. Blocker saved by Reeve. And now the Wings. Here comes Ide, leaving it for Jensen. Tried to put it out front. Now a follow-up opportunity. Oh, and they just couldn't quite get the shot away there as the back pressure got to him. Now this one bounces up. I think it hit the ceiling. Maybe not, though. They play on. And Ben Anderson gaining control there for Armstrong-Cooper. Knocked away from him. Ide's going to go to the point with it. And that shot attempt knocked high in the air again. It's controlled out front, but then flicked out by Osseo. Lucas back to pick it up. Sends it in. Mitch Meyer controlling, and around they come. Tipped into the wing zone here. Centering pass. Oh, and just wide. As Larson went to Millette with that puck, and they nearly got Osseo on the board. Under a minute to play in the period. Now puck picked up by Lucas, leading the rush back the other way for the Wings. They're changing their forward unit. Lucas, the defenseman, carries it all the way in and then got sandwiched. Thrown back out to center. Steinke had it knocked free. Steinke will take a penalty as Jackson Dwyer was hauled down, and this will be a late penalty against the Wings here in the second period.
Oh no, it's going to be Osseo. Really?
Wow.
That surprises me.
I didn't see that one that way. Huh. Oh, they're going to take each of them. Looks like there's a penalty on each, yeah. There's the definite call right there.
Embellish, maybe?
Maybe so, yeah, because it looks like he's signaling that both got to go right there. Some Osseo fans less than thrilled with that.
How can he have a hook and an embellishment, though? He either hooked him or he didn't.
So we'll stay 5 aside here as we go down to the last half minute of the period. Hill carrying it in. Hill picking it up. And see if the intensity is going to pick up here. A lot of times after you see a play like that, there'll be some more hitting going on late. It is indeed embellishment. So hooking and embellishment. And the period will come to an end. So we stay at 2-0 Armstrong-Cooper through 2 periods. We'll be back with more here from New Hope Arena in just a moment.
When we found out that we were pregnant, we were just elated. We were just sitting there waiting for the pediatrician. She said she won't be taking you in as a client.
First time I tried Vicodin, it was laying around my mom's house. And then I kept taking them whenever I could get them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Leah, did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Welcome back here to New Hope Arena. Still a 2-0 lead for Armstrong-Cooper over Osseo after 2 periods. And we're joined now by Dan Charleston, the AC Wings head coach. And how do you feel about the way your team's played through these first couple?
Pretty good. I think the first we just took too many penalties. We've been stressing discipline, and it's tough to take 3 in the first period. But luckily we scored 2 shorthanded goals, so I don't know. I'll take it right now. We just got to be really smart here in the third period, getting pucks in, pucks out. I think our goaltenders really made some pretty big saves, and it's a good game.
You were telling us before the game your special teams have generally been pretty good, and not only did you kill those penalties off, but obviously you're able to convert. Was that just kind of by chance that you got those shorthanded chances, or do you ask your guys to really look for that if it's there?
Yeah, no, that's part of our game because we take so many darn penalties. We try to manufacture some offense off of it, and Coach Don Babineau works with our PK, same with Mike Filippi, and they've got the kids playing in a different setup, which is allowing us to be a lot more aggressive, and it's panning out. Our last 3 goals have been shorthanded, believe it or not.
You guys, I thought, did a pretty solid job defensively, at least being back in position for the most part, limiting their really good chances. What do you tell the guys heading into the third to try and keep that part of it up?
Yeah, just kind of hunker down, battle and compete for one another, block shots if it's there, and just try to play smart hockey, not high-risk turnover sort of things. And, we're pretty good at getting pucks in and getting pucks out, and we just have to continue to play our game and not play like a defensive style. I want them to just keep playing offensively, and if the chances are there, take them. If not, play smart hockey, get the puck below the goal line, go to work.
As we were talking to Osseo's coaches, you probably haven't won as many games for both teams right now as you would have wanted to. The good news is there's still time, though, to kind of get it going. And overall, how do you feel about just kind of the progress your team's made up to this point?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's the conference is a great conference, and I love that we're a part of this conference, and it's a great way for our kids to compete and chase down conference titles, and like you said, I mean, there's a lot of hockey to be made here, and we're on the road a lot the second half, and we're going to have to make a strong push and continue to stay positive, and like I said, battle and compete and just lay it out there.
Thanks for joining us, and good luck in the third here.
Thank you.
All right, Dan Charleston, the head coach for the Armstrong-Cooper Wings. His team leading Osseo 2-0 through 2 periods here at New Hope Arena. We'll have our second period highlights and then the puck drop for period 3 here on CCX.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
I got some Oxy after I hurt my neck. First, I took them to feel better. Then, I just kept taking them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Two first-period shorthanded goals holding up so far for Armstrong-Cooper as they lead Osseo 2-0 here at New Hope Arena. Let's take a look at some second-period highlights. Obviously no goals in that second period, but there definitely were a chance or two along the way here as you can look at this long one thrown toward the net, and they stopped there by Reeve. And then this one was really the big chance of the period right there for Osseo, and he made a pad save. And then they deflection attempt there, but stop made, and another opportunity here on the turnaround try, and then that was a great save on that second rebound as Ben Anderson was denied. And a nice little rusher backhand try by Jack Campion, and Benenstein able to cover it up. And then this is the best chance, across ice, and Jensen hitting the side of the net with an open net there on the power play. And late in the period, Osseo getting an opportunity that just failed to connect. And you see the shots even up a little bit. Both had 5 in that second period. Wings still with the better of things on the scoring chances, but they've taken more penalties. And we've got a couple players in the box, so they're coincidentals to end that period. And interesting call, I would have to say, to the embellishment on Osseo. But that's a debate for another day here. So 2-0 Wings are score right now. As you can look at the standings coming into today, and Totino Grace leading it in the West Division side with Champlain Park right on their heels. And should let you know too, we'll be seeing Totino Grace hosting this Armstrong-Cooper team this coming Thursday night on CCX from Brooklyn Park Arena. So Wings fans, you'll see your team in action again here in less than a week as they take on the currently conference leading Totino Grace Eagles. We'll be back in just a moment here as we get set for the third period. Should be a good one here. The Wings continuing to hold a 2-0 lead on Osseo.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never, become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
How's your hair? Is it pretty?
Daddy.
It's pretty.
Maybe I'll say
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
Action!
One period to go here in Northwest Suburban West Division boys hockey tonight as Osseo trying to rally from a 2-0 deficit here against Armstrong-Cooper. The Orioles won the first meeting of the season by a goal in Osseo, and they again still very much within striking distance. I don't think they've played all that well tonight, to be honest, but they're still very much in this one. And they faced that guy, forced that guy Owen Reeve to make a couple of difficult saves, and they've still got an opportunity here. And for the Wings, I mean, both teams kind of looking at a chance or two that could have, especially obviously that empty netter that Armstrong-Cooper didn't score on, and they also hit a pipe. So you say, well, we could have more, but that's all part of hockey. I mean, probably every night you play, there's going to be, well, we almost did this or we almost did that, but.
Every hockey game, there's 3 or 4 opportunities each team can look at to say, well, if that would have gone or if that would have gone. Yeah, you're right, Jay. Osceo's got to get more guys involved in the offensive end of things. I think they activate their defense and let them run. Maybe get 4 guys on the attack. It's going to help them get some more flow in there.
Again, we are 5 skaters aside to begin the third, but 1 guy in the box for each as we had coincidental penalties. A hook was about to be called, but then an embellishment was called on the player who was being hooked. Thrown back to Ben Anderson here. Anderson trying to win that puck back. Now it is picked up on the other side by Dimich. Banked back down and deeper into the Orioles zone, but then Ellingson picks it up for Osseo. Ellingson will try and drop that pass back, and then a bouncing puck coming toward the front. They're trying to spring a breakaway chance there, but didn't quite get it through everyone as Dimich was breaking free.
The one thing that's been kind of noticeable here in the last period and a half is the height advantage and reach advantage that some of the wings have has made a difference here. Getting to the puck a little bit more for the Wings than the Orioles.
Yeah, I would agree. There's a pass that doesn't find any connection, so an icing call here against Osseo, and we'll bring it back into the Orioles zone here early in this third period. Marcaccini and Jangula facing off here. Wings ultimately wind up with it. Played back down deep. Jangula, who scored the second goal of the night for AC. Back to the point. That one hit a little bit. It trickles to the corner. Wiesjohn throwing his body in to help free that puck up, and then a tip that goes just wide. Joe Campion playing it back in deep. Hoffman there, but taken away by Wiesjohn. Looking back for Jangula. Holding off a checker there. Pretty strong on his skates, but then gave the puck up. And back come the Orioles 2-on-2 with this rush. Ty Hill lost it. Wiesjohn back the other way to Jangula. Jangula puts on the brakes. Now we'll take that shot, and Fanninson a save, and a face-off coming up in the Osseo zone. So a turnover in the neutral zone, not helping Osseo's cause there.
That's been the problem all night. Not knowing where your teammates are and just leaving it sitting there for no good reason. Push that thing down the ice, get it behind the net, and then you can see where your teammates are. Ty Hill, I'm sorry, Ty, that was not a really good play. You need to get back in this game, make a good play, get it down inside the Armstrong zone, get behind the net, and let your teammates get in on you, create an offensive play. Armstrong's been really good about getting down inside the offensive zone.
Haugen up with the puck, backhand shot and a save there by Fanninstein. Orioles looking to bank it off the glass and out, and they're able to do so. Here comes Millette shooting, and that one was blocked and goes up out of play. As good job by Stanky to close ground there and get a stick on that one.
The only thing I like about Stanky, you got a shot off. You got a shot off.
Face off in the Armstrong-Cooper zone here. Larson wins the draw for Osseo, and then they bank it down deep for him. Relaying it around, but stolen there. And now the Wings looking to break it out. Haugen lost it, gets it back. And they go D to D with it here, and Steinke will send it in. It's off a skate, bounces toward the back of the net. And the Orioles able to get it out. Adam Larson, though, had it squirt past him and then thrown right back into the Osseo zone. And this is going to be an icing call against Armstrong-Cooper. So again, a kind of a tentative start here for both teams in period number 3. You don't love it if you're either team, but I guess if you're the team that's ahead, it isn't quite as bad to have some time go back off and back up and down the ice a couple more times.
Now, what you're going to do with the 2-0 lead, you're going to do quick line changes. You want everybody fresh on the ice. Incorporate your third line. Make sure they get a few shifts, too, to make sure your top 2 lines are fresh.
Ide controlling it here for the Wings. Got it to Anderson, and then over on the left side. They tried to go back to Anderson, but it hit a skate. And now the Wings trying to counter the other way. Pojar tipping it deep. And it squirts out front, but only Wings players there. And now here comes Bjorn Jensen for Armstrong-Cooper. Anderson waiting out front. Couldn't quite get it to him. Now it kicks free again in the corner. Westman up with it there, and he went rink wide but missed the target, or they weren't quite the same page. An icing call here against Osseo.
Just the way the Wings are moving the puck too, Jace. They won the battle down deep in their own zone. They broke it out, got down deep, came back out. Even when they lost the puck, they kept the pressure on Osseo, made Osseo cough up on icing because they couldn't break it out nicely. Got it back down in the Osseo zone.
Ben Anderson controlling here for the Wings. Had it hop off his stick briefly, and then he is knocked down. Ide jumping in to help out, though. Drew Ide spinning, now comes back to the point. Lucas lining it up. Ooh, and a glove save by Fanninstein. Boy, Lucas did a pretty good job of working that one through traffic, and from our angle, it probably was going in if Fanninstein didn't snare it with the glove.
Look at how low this shot is. a low shot, just a little crease open, but, you know, Fendenstein, he's done a nice job now. I thought he's played goal very well for him.
Banked out to center, and Manson sending it in, and then he spins down. Jensen up with it here for the Wings. And then Jensen took a hard hit. Puck loose in the slot. Knocked away by Reeve. Then a follow-up try goes off the glass. Hoffman dashing in to play it for Osseo. Now the Wings able to gain control. Jangala spinning away, and he'll just bank it out to center. He didn't see a clear angle to get that one out. And now dumped back in by Osseo. Lucas going to relay it around, and Meyer is there first. Both teams finishing changes here. And now the Wings really just turning and throwing it out here. They're not really getting much going in terms of breakout here in the last few moments either. Jensen trying to play it up the wall. Hill kept it in. And now intercepted and back the other way comes Jack Campion. Campion shot blocked there by Garrity. Angela takes the pass, trying to throw it out front. That one was blocked to the point, and that one caroms off a light. And a face-off coming up. Let's see where they'll put it here inside the Osseo zone as the defenseman got a piece of that one. A little under 12 to play. Still 2-0 Armstrong-Cooper. Both goals coming in the first period, and both shorthanded. Here's a shot. That one hits a shin pad in front. Now Osseo trying to come back the other way. Pojar up with it as a trailer as well. Trying to drop it back with pretty good stick work there by Evan Axel. Got a piece of it. Now it's through Wiesjohn and back to Meyer. Meyer rink wide with it for Westman. Trying to tip it around Joe Campion there. Let the Wings do a solid job at least getting it out, but then they lost possession as well. Joe Campion back to it. And that one will deflect out of play here.
That should be outside the zone. And that's, Armstrong now, Armstrong-Cooper's playing it smart now. They're just getting it out of the zone, getting out of the zone, getting in the neutral zone. Not letting Osseo get any flow inside of their own zone. And they're winning faceoffs. Really, really key with a 2-0 lead. Win the faceoffs. Control the puck.
Jacob Voorhees threw it into the corner. Now he goes down in a heap. It's not really been a very physical game, although the time's picking up here later.
And here's that Wings third line.
Tip, but they get it out. Now Burns controlling it here for the Wings. Well, they drop it back for Burns. They don't want to be too cute with the puck here. Burns now sending it back around for Stanky. And they can't get it past along the wall there as Dwighter took it. Now back out Meyer. Throws it across. Now the trailer coming out was Westman, but he put it right into the stick of Volkert. Now Volkert takes that pass. Had a jab loose though. And here come the Orioles back the other way, but they just can't connect on the pass. And sent back in deep behind the AC net. Carter Lucas back to play it there. Wings can't get it out. And now hit it off the linesman and sent right back into the Armstrong-Cooper zone. They've had some moments of sloppiness here for sure in this third period. Tipped ahead and Hill gaining possession. And now circling back is Ellingson to play it here for the Orioles. Ellingson's pass gets through everyone. And it's going to be an icing call here against Osseo. So back into their zone with 9:29 to go in period 3. A sloppy third period for both teams.
I think everybody's just trying to be a little too cutesy. Trying to get rid of the puck, look for the winning pass. Until you got to give it up, carry that puck. Just go as hard as you can, carry it, get it into the neutral zone, get it across the red line, dump it in. But just, don't be looking to make the cutesy pass to get it out. Just go with it.
Ben Anderson stops it here for the Wings. A shot sails all the way through, and then a long rebound. I think Vandenstein lost sight of that first shot. Kind of flinched as it flew past. Now gaining control is Millette. They try to go rink wide for Pojar, and he'll win that stick battle for it. Puts it out front, and then the shot over the top of the net by Larson. Wings able to get it out. Here comes Ide. He's all alone there. 1-on-2. Ide to the front. A shot. Vandenstein the save, and then the rebound laying loose. The Orioles not quite able to clear, as Ide was all alone, had nobody trailing. He got a good attempt on net, but nobody to punch that rebound home when it laid there in the crease. Wings getting another opportunity here, and Vandenstein looking behind him, but apparently has it covered as Jack Campion went to the net, and he really didn't have any other room to go there, so he just tried to tuck it through him. Here's a look at Ide's opportunity.
Boy, Ide's a player, isn't he? I tell you, he's got a combination of size and skating speed that is just really, really nice. And he's a sophomore?
Senior.
Senior.
He is a senior, yeah.
He's going to play somewhere else next year. I like him.
And that pass tipped ahead, but Dwyer couldn't win the race cleanly to it. Wings trying to get it out, and Meyer pinching in, kept it alive. Here's a chance for Osseo. Quick shot, oh, and a big save there.
Oh, boy, that was the best save of the night right there. Best save of the night.
Owen Reeve getting the glove out. Meyer, we said the forward turn defenseman, he made a nice decision here and was able to keep this puck in the zone. All of a sudden it was kind of a little 2-on-1 down low, and there you see the great save off the attempt by Carson Strike.
Well, the glove was right there for Reeve. He kept it up and it just moved as quick as he can. That was more instinctual than it was.
Sam Schreiner carrying it here. Ooh, and Schreiner ridden out hard by Meyer. And the Wings trying to answer with a few hits of their own there. And it comes outside the zone, so face-off will come outside the zone, and banging the head-to-head there a little bit. And you knew Evan Axel, he knew that, you know, it was going to be offside, and he kind of just had to lay his body out there and take it to not give that puck up.
He made a good play, though. He really did. He held it there, and so what if he take an offside call? It was a big deal. He kept control of it.
.7:35 to go here in this one. Still 2-0 Armstrong-Cooper. Northwest Suburban Boys Hockey on CCX Sports. I'm Jay Wilcox, along with Dan Ficken, and thanks for joining us for this one. And again, Wings fans, will have your team on again this coming Thursday when they play Totino Grace over at Brooklyn Park Ice Arena. Turnover forced here, and the Wings trying to get something toward the net. Pass bounces all the way through. Ben Anderson getting the deflection over there to Parker Collins. Now Anderson picking it up, trying to turn and get loose, but Westman did a solid job holding him up. And thrown down the rink here, and this will be icing against Osseo. So another draw coming in the Orioles zone here. They just they had certainly probably their best chance of the game about a minute ago that was stopped by Reeve, but overall just not generating enough offense late to try and really get back in this one.
Well, when you look at it, Jim, they're 2 shots away from tying the game, and right now you just don't feel like they're there, that they're going to get those 2 opportunities.
Tipped ahead at center, but knocked away by the Orioles. Squirts back into the wing zone, and they get all bunched up. Now pass across to Ben Anderson. Able to play it ahead here for Dimich. Oh, they tried to go to the point where they were lucky to get away with that one. And then the second time they didn't, as Pojar read it. But pretty good job by Burns to get back and cut him off. Now Ide avoids a stick check there. Ide had it knocked loose. Follow-up try. That pass stolen. Hyde throwing a check at center ice.
Nice one.
And trying to skate through, and then it's taken away. Here's a chance for Jack Campion in alone, and Pfannenstein stops him. Puck turned over near the blue line, and Jack Campion was in by himself, but Pfannenstein really saving any chance Osseo has to stick in this one.
Just everybody standing still, and all of a sudden he got in on the goalie, and Pfannenstein just made a great save.
Oh, puck kind of squirted away from him. Never really got a shot away there.
Nudged it with the heel of a stick and lost control.
Boy, and both coaches, or sets of coaches, kind of pulling their hair out into the last sequence, and really kind of poor decisions near the blue line for both teams there. Shot up by Hill, up and over the top. Now Lucas back to gather it for the Wings. Hill kept it just along the blue line, then had it jabbed away by Jack Campion. Opportunity, Wiesjohn from the circle, now fires, and a blocker save. Pfannenstein trying to cover it, and he eventually is able to reach it. And then things get a little bit rough out front. Another look, Wiesjohn waiting and then firing that hard shot. And then the battle, and you see Pfannenstein just reaching out for it.
Kind of rolled up up his stick there and reached out and grabbed it. I don't know if they had a chance to score. I think it was going to go wide, but why not? Take a rip, see what happens.
No penalties coming out of that. And they kept their cool pretty good out front. Griffin Garrity was clearing some bodies, but doing it legally and like he should. Here comes Meyer. His shot deflected wide.
Yeah, I really think it's hurt the Orioles too. They have the two of their top forwards, the two top scorers having to play defense tonight too. It's really hurt their offensive flow, I think.
And that one came just outside the blue line as Schreiner tried to keep it in. Big board only showing one shot on goal for Osseo in this third period. Not sure if that's accurate or not. Obviously, the one real good shot. It seems like they maybe might have had a little more than that. But anyway, the point being they haven't generated a lot of offense, certainly. Wings haven't only done slightly better in this third. But again, when you're the team with the lead, not really a problem to just kind of keep these shifts going and keep, puck in their zone, some face-offs here and there.
Well, the Wings are doing everything they need to do to keep Osseo off balance, not letting them get any flow generated. Doing a good job defensively. And they really have since about halfway through the second period, Jay. They've really done a good job that way.
Orioles come out of there with it. Hill's pass taken by Hyde. And got it ahead to Ben Anderson. He loses it as Meyer banks it ahead. Following up, though, is Axel, and then he lost it. Anderson got the glove up to keep that one in the offensive zone. Now backhander on net there. Pfannenstein the save. Fight for it in the corner. Anderson putting it out front. Oh, and a redirect by Jangula. Boy, that was a nice setup and a nice quick release on that one.
Yep.
And a little glove up into the mask. And I gotta be honest here, I think the officials could have been a little more aggressive in making sure this didn't develop into anything. They're just kind of standing there saying, hey, knock it off, guys. But this was quite a long time after the whistle that you're seeing guys come in and do some things there. If you pull them apart instantly, I think you got a better outcome there.
One of the Orioles getting a little feisty. Maybe needs to take a break. Maybe one of the coaches needs to pull him off the ice.
And the Orioles come away with it. Pojar 2-on-2 on the rush here. He'll throw it ahead. Reeve deflecting it. Pojar then puts it out front, but it's right onto Wings player stick, and here comes Hyde. Oh, and he was knocked down hard. Kick free at center, but Jangula picking it up here for Armstrong-Cooper. Carrying it up the left side. Fires that shot on net. And Fanenstein the save and will hang on.
Django has played a good game tonight, though. He's pretty dominant. See the nice move here coming across, but boy, just a good come across. No penalty there. Just good physical contact. Had him on one skate and just came across in the right angle and took him down.
Orioles win the draw here. Kinsella back to play it. And puck knocked ahead as they try to get it to Dwyer. Now Marcaccini trying to go to the net. It comes right out front. And the puck still loose. Reeve trying to find it in all those bodies. And eventually is able to cover it up. So the Orioles have been unlucky at times too a little bit here. You look like that one had a chance to go in, and Reeve standing his ground.
Orioles need to get somebody in front of that net and keep him in front of that net. There's been too many times in the past come out from behind the net. There's been nobody in front of that net except the white jerseys.
Wings misfire here, trying to bank it ahead toward Jack Camping. Instead, they ice the puck, and that you can't afford to do when you're protecting a lead like this.
The closer this clock gets to about 2 minutes, they might pull that goalie.
Hill with it, throwing it across to Meyer. Meyer spins around and then back over to Hill it comes. Back across for Meyer. Westman putting it toward the net, but that one blocked off. Now Wiestjohn able to bank it out to center. And now the Wings able to pick it up. Here's Jangula with it. He fires. Ooh, and a high rising wrister. Vandenstein the save right there.
Well, I'm really impressed with Jangula and I tonight for the Wings. They've really stepped up. Both got good shots, too.
Osseo able to win the draw here. Dwyer takes a check right in front of the AC bench. Now Jensen coming up with the puck here for Armstrong-Cooper. They get it back out, a race for it here. And sent back in, no icing here. Jensen back to play it. Vandenstein making his way, and then he had to stop. He was about to come out, and then puck was coming back up ice, and now they are going to pull him and see if we might see the timeout taken, I think, by Osseo here too, perhaps. Kevin, I don't think they have yet, but they might, yes. Now Kevin Willie did signal for it. So this is the time to get the group you want out to try and get something going here. You got 1:50 to go, down 2.
Well, now's the time. You got to get 2 in there. Well, I imagine you'll see your top 3 scorers out there. So you'll see Meyer, Hill, Jack Pojar in there for sure. Get it deep. They don't want to keep playing around with it. They need somebody in front of that net all the time. Don't float somebody out there. Get it in front as quickly as you can and drive in as much as you can. You outnumber the white jerseys as quickly as you can.
Yeah, chances are the way, if they're going to score, it's probably going to be on a rebound and a battle in front rather than, you know, some beautiful move to snipe one top corner. But they take whatever they can get, obviously, but that's, you know, a more sure way to generate a chance is just get bodies out front and deflections and rebounds.
And remember, you got the extra guy. Don't be afraid to get it up top. let a D get a good shot inside, but make sure if you're the D up top, you get it through. Don't worry about getting it on net. You can put it off the side a little bit and hope for a deflection. Armstrong, pack it. Pack it tight. And just skip it out into the neutral zone. You don't have to ice it. Just get it, bounce it off the sideboards or something. Get it out of the zone.
And keep the puck don't try and clear it straight up the middle if you're in danger either.
Put it outside. Put it outside.
Oh, that one wound up right on net. It looked like the Armstrong defenseman had control. It must have been his stick tipped a little bit as he tried to make that pass. Now it comes out front all the way through. Here's a shot. Ooh, and a glove catch there. And then they clear bodies out front. Reeve coming up with the stop right there. And I think Armstrong-Cooper right now is feeling like, well, the tone was kind of set at the other end that you let Osseo kind of bang us around pretty hard after the whistle a time or two. Now let's make sure it stays that way at this end too, is what they're thinking. As a battle out front, and again covered up in front by Reeve.
Well, Osseo's helping themselves by winning the faceoffs.
Yeah, they've been better at that as the game has gone on. That's one bright spot for them for sure. Westman will face off with Ide. Ide did a nice job tying him up there, although the Orioles end up with it ultimately anyway. Dwyer playing it around. Meyer controls at the point. That shot blocked though. And now the Wings able to get it out. Jangula aiming at the empty net, and he'll hit it. From center ice, Jangula gets his second of the night. And it's 3-0 Armstrong-Cooper.
And that, Jay, is your proverbial nail in the coffin.
Did a good job making sure that he got the puck out first and foremost, and then seeing that empty net, and split it center there.
And he got a good look at it too. He had plenty of time to tee it up and say he wasn't pressured. He could take his time, and he got a good, nice look at it.
Jensen now carrying it in for the Wings. Back out front, and that shot blocked. Follow-up try goes wide. To the point, Lucas shooting. Under a minute to play now, so Armstrong-Cooper is going to pick up the W here tonight. Their 6th win of the year and 3rd in the West Division.
Well, it's going to give them a little separation too from the bottom half of the standings here in the west part of the conference here. And big makes that game Thursday night against Tina Grace a big game.
Center ice check thrown there by Jensen. Wings sending it around, and going to have a icing call here. 4.9 to go, and one more face-off coming up in the Armstrong-Cooper zone. So, workmanlike win for them. They, I thought kind of controlled the play in the first period. Then the second and third were just kind of more even, but
gritty win. I thought both teams got pretty good goaltending tonight.
So the clock will tick down to 0, and the final buzzer sounds. And it is Armstrong-Cooper getting a season split with Osseo with this 3-0 win. We will be back to hear from the Wings in just a moment as AC beats Osseo 3-0.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I bought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
Action! Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Hey, look, it's those guys.
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
They gave me Vicodin after my knee surgery. They kept prescribing it, so I kept taking it. I didn't know it would be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Welcome back here to New Hope Arena. Armstrong-Cooper winning it over Osseo tonight 3-0, and we're joined by a couple of the captains for Armstrong-Cooper that also scored tonight. A couple of goals for you, Jonah Jangula. How much fun was tonight, especially getting those couple shorthanded goals in the first period like that?
Well, it was definitely a lot of fun. I mean, the game wasn't really how we planned. It was pretty sloppy. I think there were a lot of turnovers, especially in the second and third period, and we had 3 penalties in the first, so that's not how we wanted to start out, but you know, we got a couple shorthanded goals, and that definitely helped the flow of the game, and it was fun to win.
I know they beat you guys the first time around over there. Did that kind of get your interest up a little bit for this one, for the rematch?
Well, yeah, for sure. And in Osseo, it's kind of tough to play in there. There's not much energy going on, but you know, we like playing at our home barn, and we believe we play better at home than we do away. So, and we won, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, you guys closing in on 500 in the conference now. You know, does it, you feel like there's an opportunity to still do some good things down the stretch of the season here?
Oh yeah, for sure. And we're not going to quit. We're going to keep going. You know, we lost a couple games. You know, Osseo, we lost our last game to Champlain Park, and we believe we played good, but you know, it just wasn't enough. We faced a tough goalie, but it's definitely good to get a win this time, and we'll just keep rolling, head into practice on Monday, and hopefully we can get a couple more wins down the road here.
We've got you coming up this coming Thursday again on CCX against Tino Grace. They're leading the conference right now. You know, how much you look forward to seeing how you stack up with them?
Well, it'll be a lot of fun. I think we played just as good, if not better than them the first time. I think they had a couple fluke goals, and we just faced a tough goalie at that time, so it'll definitely be fun in their barn, and we hope to get a W.
All right, Jonah, thanks for joining us, and good luck the rest of the season here.
Thank you.
Andrew Ide, who had a goal shorthanded. Is that something that you guys have done pretty well this year, is generate some chances even while a man short?
A little bit. Well, we started off the year with a different forecheck neutral zone for our penalty kill, but we've just recently switched it up, and it's been working out good for us with 3 shorties in our last 2 games, so it's been good.
Seemed like a pretty good atmosphere in here tonight. The band was here and everything. Was this a fun night to come out and play a pretty good, solid game and get a win here too?
Yeah, pretty much every time the band comes out, it's always more electric here, and we always try to pick up our game a little bit, and it was fun out there.
We were saying obviously not quite as good of a start as you guys would hope for this season, but do you see the turn in the corner a little bit and you guys getting better and better now?
Yeah, these last couple of games we've been playing a lot better as a team. We've been working the puck. We've just been getting the pucks deep, and everybody's been flowing a lot more. And then hopefully we can keep it up for the remainder of the year.
You guys did a pretty good job of limiting Osseo's chances tonight, but when needed, your sophomore goalie made some pretty big stops. Was that fun to see him come out and have a nice night tonight too?
Yeah, it was nice for him to get his first shutout. He made a couple of big saves for us down the stretch there, and he just kept us in it the whole game. No goals. I mean, you can't complain at that.
All right, Drew, thank you so much for joining us. Have fun the rest of the season.
Thank
here.
you.
All right, Drew Ide, one of the captains for Armstrong-Cooper, and had a goal tonight as his team wins it over Osseo by a final of 3-0 here to pick up their third win in conference play. And again, Wings fans will have your team on again next Thursday against Totino Grace from Brooklyn Park Arena. For Dan Ficken and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. That'll do it for our coverage tonight here on CCX. Again, your final, Armstrong-Cooper 3 and Osseo 0.